Hello, everyone. It's a big honor for me to speak today. And so my heart is beating. It's the first time since 24th I am attending something like this. It's the first thing. And another thing that I'm speaking in front of this amazing woman, Lee Adelcourt. So it's like a dream right now for me. So just for your understanding, I started listening to Trend Union lectures thanks to Tanya Stachowska 10 years ago in Kyiv. Every year I was attending everything that you were giving to us in Ukraine. So I'm like a huge fan, like I'm looking at my favorite pop group right now. And so for me, it's insane, actually, really, like, am I doing it right now? Am I talking with this amazing woman? So
thank you so much. I'm very happy to hear.
I was listening to a year ago after when pandemic started, I was listening to an interview of you and the main editor of Business of Fashion, and you were in South Africa, if I am right. And I was listening, and it was a phone call between you and Imran, and you were talking. So, and it inspired me very much a year ago or something like that. So, like, sorry for such a big start, but it's my admiration for everything that you've been doing many years. So thank you very much. You inspired my company and my business very much during last 10 years. So I have 15 minutes to share my story, and I will try to share the screen. I hope I can do it. Sorry. I will try. I'm just not very good at this. Share. Maybe Tanya, maybe you can help me to share the screen, or
if you first open your presentation you already open it.
Okay. And if
in the Zoom, if you do share screen, then you can choose the PowerPoint or the PDF.
And if the presentation is in online, then it can be.
First open the online window and have it on your desktop, and then go back to Zoom, and then it should work.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Sorry, I'm not so good in technical.
If not, you can send us the website and we'll share it.
Okay, I can do this. Just a second. I will try to do something. Sorry for waiting. Just a few seconds. Tanya, sorry, maybe you will make this pause like a host on the show.
That's okay. Website.
I'm sorry. So, and where can I send a link if it's possible?
The chat box.
The chat box. Okay. Okay. I will try to do this. I will try to open also it to everyone.
I have it here, Philip. If you.
Thanks, Ragnar. Ragnar's going to share it.
Oh, great! It's opens.
The link did not work, but so I'm going to try again. Here, let me see.
Okay.
So is it SharePoint?
I understand. Okay, I will do another link. Sorry, just a second.
Do you have a website or?
Oh, so can we try to open this one? Maybe it will work.
I have it, so I can share it for you.
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
it's the same here. I have, yeah. Okay, great. Philip, you'll do it.
oh, okay. So I will try to like say next. Yeah, okay. And then gotta be next slide. Okay, so I will start. The main word for me right now, and to describe everything, what I feel, what is going on around me, is rebirth. There is a very nice Ukrainian word. I would also say it's novonarodzenia. And this is the main theme for me, like everything that I am experiencing right now, that my company is experiencing, it's about rebirth. So Ukraine 2022. Next slide. So I would love to divide my conversation into two parts, like what it was before and what it became after, like very simple. So before 24th of February, briefly about me and Kacharovska, the main brand of my company. Next slide. So I have a company, Kacho Group. Our main brand is Kacharovska, and in Kacharovska we speak shoes, an international language of love. So who we are? We've been an independent, private-owned fashion brand, family-owned business based on a true story since 1957. We have 60 years of hand manufacturing experience. The story started from my grandmother, as you understood, in 1957, then my mother, then me and my husband. So I can tell also about 3 generations of women who were developing all the stories. So we had 170 employees, our own design, trend, team and laboratory, our own production, own factory, our own sales, B2C, online and offline sales, marketing team, and full administration of the company. Like we have the full circle, not like now I see it in Europe where everyone is doing something that he's specialized in. We are like combining all together because we had 3 stores in Ukraine, 95% of sales. This is very important. We sell direct to consumer only in Ukrainian market. So you can imagine what we faced like on 24th. And in 2021, we produced more than 40,000 items that we sold in Ukraine. Since also here is a little explanation about why we speak shoes, actually, because we had not a very traditional growth and development of the company, of a shoe business as it is. We grew up from a shoe atelier. So our story started from taking individual orders from persons like Lee and Philip, for example, who came to our small, tiny office. And I've been measuring the feet of Lee and Philip during 10 years. So I've measured around 10,000 women feet. So I know everything about the shape and the feet and the form and the line and everything. So I call it like our company is like Beatles who played, 10,000 hours in pubs before they became Beatles. The same story is with us. And so since 2002, we've produced more than 40,000 individual orders and taken measurements in our atelier, and we continue doing this. So we know everything about the shape of the legs and the perfect cut. So this is our strong side to explain why we really speak shoes. So, and it's like our own inner language of love. So yes, and next, this is this is what we were before 24th of February. Next. And of course, we've been growing every year 30–35%. So we had big plans, huge plans, tremendous huge plans for 2022. And you can understand after March 2020, then March 2021, like we're like, okay, this year it's not gonna repeat, you know. We're like, we were strong, like we've been preparing, like the warehouses were full of raw materials, ready goods. The factory was like working like insane because it's the first time in 3 years we're gonna have good March, you know. But, and of course, we expected growth 45% per year, and we did it in January. We've been working on start international sales, but then happened something insane and a huge tragedy in my life and the life of my country. So after 24th of February, the post-world happened. I cannot explain it like in other words. I can tell like one, if you remember the film Matrix, do you remember this scene where Neo was winning the Matrix? So the feeling that we had probably during first days or first day was the same. Like you couldn't believe that it's happening. Nothing is left behind, and you absolutely do not know what's in front of you and what's in the future. So you're like breaking the matrix like Neo. So, and the most interesting thing that at this moment, even in the first day of war, there was no fear at all. I was in Kyiv with 3 kids hiding in a bomb shelter, but I didn't feel fear at all. I felt only like, of course, that we will win, definitely. And like the strength of the spirit was very high, I would say. So what happened after 24th of February? Next slide. Okay, so this is like, I prefer during last 88 days to work with numbers. So here is in numbers what personally I've experienced in my company. I've driven 10,000 kilometers. During last 88 days, I spent 22 days in Ukraine and 66 days in Europe between 2 countries, Poland and Italy. I know right now how to build a life in 1 day, and it's actually the most stressful part. Because when you are coming to a new place, you have 1 day to organize your daily routine with 3 kids. So like I did it twice in Poland and Italy with 2 kindergartens and 1 school. Like, you know, when you need to find the nearest shop, the nearest store, how to get to some place, how to register in a new country and so on. And it's like, when we've been talking during pandemic about flexibility, or how it's called fragility. So it's nothing compared to what happened now, nothing. We've been talking in our company that we are so flexible, you know, but it's nothing what we have lived right now. We had first international shoe fair MICAM in Milan. We received 50 contacts from 17 countries. We received publications in more than 50 worldwide media, starting from New York Times, The Economist, Financial Times, Work, and many others. I mentioned this part especially to show this huge support from the world that we received right now. We have only 50% of sales compared to last year right now. 130 employees from 170 employees are already working, so they came back to work. 2 stores are working, 1 is closed. 2 months for 2 months, we moved temporarily 1 warehouse to the Western Ukraine, and we had a pop-up store in the Western Ukraine for 1 month. And part of our research and development team was relocated to Italy, started producing samples of new collection in the heart of the world's shoemaking industry. So right now I am in Italy, as I call it, the heart of the shoemaking industry. And for the first time in the history since 1957, we are making samples for new collection, not in Ukraine, but in Italy. And this is also something for us, of course. I mean, many companies do it in the world, I think, but so I will share with you one little story. We've been making everything all the time, only in Ukraine. So like 80% of raw materials we buy from Italy, mostly Spain, something from Turkey, but mostly from Italy. But producing and designing and laboratory, everything is in Ukraine. And when we show to a local technologist our products, like what we would like to improve, he asked us one question, like, did you make it in Ukraine? We said, yes, sure, of course. Where could we make it? In Ukraine at our factory. And he said that this is second factory that he visited, like dozens of factories in Poland, Italy, Bulgaria, Romania, Croatia, Albania, and also India, China, and so on. So like dozens of factories. And he said that we are the second factory in the Eastern Ukraine who is giving this high quality as we showed to him. And this was a very high mark, like, of what we are doing, because when we've been living in Ukraine till 24th of February, I've been thinking that all of the world know how beautiful Ukraine is, how talented people are, what amazing products we are doing, what amazing businesses we are building, you know, I was thinking. But when I moved and everything happened, I understood that it was not like this. Like people didn't know actually about Ukraine and didn't know actually about the goods, the businesses, the products, the people, and so on and so on. So I was like in a bubble, you know, kind of, because I really love my country and I was admiring it all the time, but it was actually a bubble. And when the war happened, the bubble blows. And now people know about people, about country, and so on and so on. So something I can say maybe amazing happened to my country. Maybe we would gain this knowledge during next 10 years, and now we gained it during 88 days. So this is something amazing. And so, yes, it was about research and development team. So this is how we are working. This is how 88 days look like. And I would like to ask you to share the next slide. Also, this is our social initiative. What we did, RB boots, more than 1,600 pairs were made in a charitable initiative with a few Ukrainian factories and sent for free to army and territorial defenders. So just for your understanding, of course, we never made army boots. We are a fashion brand, a fashion company. On the first day of war, we made 100 belts for territorial defense at our factory. So could you imagine how insane we were? We couldn't believe on the first day of war that it's actually war. Like we should hide in bomb shelters. Instead, my mother and 20 stitching ladies came to factory to stitch belts because they got a request like territorial defense need belts, leather belts. And they did it. It was the first day of war. And we have a picture from the factory from this moment. It's just, yeah, to explain. And on the 7th day of war, we started producing army boots. Yeah, comfort zone, no, we didn't hear about it. It's like, it's not about 2 COVID years and then like no comfort zone at all, never. So next slide. And before conclusions, next slide. I would also like to mention one very important detail, which I mentioned for myself. 2 years of COVID put all the humanity into living the same experience for 720 days. What it means, if before different countries were living different experience, I would say, because of their history, because social circumstances, because the level of consciousness of each society. So everyone was living like a little bit different experience. And some countries were a little bit ahead, you know. For example, Ukraine was a little bit like looking for those countries who were ahead and trying like to copy somehow, you know, to do something like these countries who were ahead. But these 2 years, they made equal circumstances because of living this experience. So, and we are living in a new amazing world right now. I think that you will agree with me with this. And next slide. So these are my conclusions to share at the end of my speech. Like what is new for us? Maybe it's definitely not new for Lee, because she is expecting what's going to be in the future. So no references for Lee, I think never. But for us, it's something new. I am living right now in a world where there are no references. I am living in a world where I am seeking what is new normal now. And we made, actually, we started talking about this in our company a year ago, like what is home, what is family, what is wealth, what is security, because all these words need to be retranslated, need to be rethought. And because for me right now, the main question is really, what is home for me? Because there is like security of my kids, you know, and the sirens in Ukraine are going on and on. So, and I understand that somehow you should like build a new version of home, maybe between 2 places, maybe not. So what is home? And we made a campaign which we shot in Barcelona 2 days before the war started, and it's called New Normal. So I invite everyone to look at our video campaign, New Normal, to hear what senses we put in New Normal. And this is my inner question. I don't have a reference where to go and to read. I don't know anyone where to go and to ask, because I think that we are right now in the position of the humanity, of the world, and we are seeking for the answers together right now. And I would love to find them, to feel some security in my life. So I'm in the process. I don't have the answers. I'm in the process. And I definitely need new words. Maybe these words are already existing, but I just don't know about them. But I feel to express some new meanings, some new senses, I need new words. I gave an example like brave freedom. I think bravery is the synonym of Ukraine right now, and freedom is also like freedom, you know. Brave freedom is something from Ukraine. And also I put here like what I how to say, proposing, sorry, about business, maybe, and so on, that they're going to be a new meaning of competition. And it will be not a competition as we used to see it before, because every talent, I think so, will find its customer in a new world, or in this world where we are living right now. So like, rules are changing, and it gives a lot of free energy and creativity, I think. Next slide. Also, what is the new currency right now? For me, it's also a question. Like crypto, no, for me not. So, and I think that new currency now is time, dreams, and experience. This is just what I'm thinking about right now. Next slide. Crisis of humanity. Everyone was talking about crisis of humanity, I think, last decade. And I think that we are facing the evolution of humanity right now. And it's just in front of our eyes, in the kindness and support which Ukrainians received during last 88 days. it's something unbelievable. It's something that made me cry most of the time, how the world and humanity reacted. And I would like to say huge thanks to all of the people in the world from the bottom of my heart for how people supported us. And it's not about only Ukraine who are fighting for the soul of humanity. I think we and many other countries are fighting for the soul of humanity, and we will win. And I think it's the last, or yes, this is the last. We are going to leave. So we have a World Hope Forum. I am a very positive person from my birth, I would say. So I always believe that we are going to live in an honest, free, beautiful world, healing after its big crisis, with neo-renaissance in creativity and society and uniqueness of every community, country, and people. Slava Ukraini!
Wow, that is a very sunder beautiful speech, giving us even more insight, from one speaker to the other. What is the freedom of all of you? You are very, very well armed, I guess, in this situation. I had to think about a movie, Slaughterhouse-Five, which is about the bombing of Dresden in the Second World War. And in that movie, very, very briefly, there is a group of, I think, German military, I don't remember, or American. And one of the soldiers has silver painted military boots. Everybody has normal boots. And he painted his boots silver because he wanted to be unique even in war. And I just could see you make silver boots.
I will think about
symbolically, I mean.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
What your family and you are doing and pursuing. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're a bolt of hope. So thank you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity and for organizing this year the forum dedicated to Ukraine. And Tanya, thank you for everything that you've been doing and that you brought Trade Union to Kyiv, to Ukraine. So yes, I'm like the biggest fan. So
it will be back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Continue.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And Героям слава, by the way.